Talioda Champs. Today we're going to be talking about the new Microsoft Surface products. Yes, we have some leaks, we have all the specs, we know everything about it. We're talking about the Surface Laptop 4. I will get one in, of course, so stay tuned for my review. There is actually no other news on other Surface products, but it will give you a hint of probably what sort of processors will go in the Surface Pro, 8 or Surface Book, etc. Now with this release we have all the full specs. There's some good, there's some bad, and there's some real ugly with this. Have Microsoft let us down again? Let's discuss it. First of all, you may or may not know that the Microsoft Surface Laptop and Surface Pro is one of my most recommended laptops. I do like the Microsoft Surface products. I have a Surface Pro 3. Anyone that asks me if they just want a general purpose sort of laptop, not for gaming, video editing, stuff like that. If they just want a good laptop with good battery life, premium quality, nice display, and usually they say, oh, that's a bit expensive. And I usually say, pick it up when they have the discount, the 15 to 20% off, then pick up a Surface laptop. Just get the base model. That'll be perfect for your everyday computing. Now, it's probably not my most recommended anymore because they've fallen so far behind in terms of specs, etc., which we'll talk about in a sec. My most recommended laptop probably now would be the M1. Of course, this is general use. MacBook Air, pick it up $9.99. Perfect for an everyday computer, good screen, good battery life, good keyboard, everything. And if we think about the pandemic, 2020, early 2021, everyone is selling out of computer parts. Everyone has had massive growth in computer sales, except for Microsoft and the Surface. How is it possible in the pandemic when everybody else is having record sales? We're talking Dell, Lenovo, Acer, whatever, HP, Apple. Everyone has record sales for PCs. The first time the PC segment has grown in like nearly a decade. And I think Microsoft is the only one where their actual PC business, if we're talking hardware, Surface products, it contracted. How is it possible? I want to know down there in the comments what you think. I'm going to tell you what I think. I think first, they're just too slow to iterate. They don't give people what they want. If you have a Surface Pro 5, why would you buy a new Surface Pro? I mean, the last Surface Pro was out, I don't know how long ago now, I can't remember. They haven't done much with it. They haven't upgraded it much, minor processor bumps. Looks pretty much the same. And even this Surface laptop looks pretty much the same as well. They're not giving you stuff like Thunderbolt. So on the one hand, they're not giving, people the latest stuff. Also, there's no reason to upgrade. And overall, I just think they're too slow to come out with new models. I think you need to come out with new models all the time or people aren't going to upgrade or buy, or you're not going to get, eyeballs on your products because people will forget about it because there's a new product, right? Everybody's looking at the new product. So anyway, let's get into the specs of this thing. I'd like to know what you think. And I still think they failed us with this model here as well. I don't think they've done enough. Now it is the Surface Laptop 13.5 and 15 inch. Surface Laptop 4, that is. If we have a look here, they look pretty much exactly the same as the last models, but let's get into the specs. So here's some of the prices. I'll leave a link to the description. This is winfuture.de, wunderbar site. I'll leave a link to it, but here we have some leaked prices there. You can see the euros, whatever. You can usually pick up a Surface laptop for even sub $1,000 for a base model, so think of that in the US. Now, if we have a look here, it is in German, but it's easy to interpret. 13.5 inch and 15 inch. Comes with Windows Home. Now, if you want to upgrade your Windows Home laptop to Windows Pro, I've got a link in the description. You can get it super cheap. I've got a discount code. You can also get Office 2019. Just check out the description. But this is one thing, on Surface products, you used to get Windows Pro back in the day. It doesn't cost Microsoft anything to give you Windows Pro. I guess they're using it as an upgrade. It's like, well, why not just give it to them? You're Microsoft, come on. I think maybe the OEMs might have complained or something. Who knows about that? But we can see the two displays there. They'll be 3x2, which is awesome. Surface do have good displays, multi-point touch. It's going to be a good display. You don't have to worry about that. Intel 11th generation CPUs, so you can have the i5 and the i7. Now, they didn't skimp on the Intel CPU here. That's the 1185 G7. So that's the best one you can get. It's the fastest one you can get. And one thing to know about these Microsoft products is they have really good thermals and they're really quiet. All the Surface products are really quiet. You can get a fanless i5. Who else does that? That's in the Surface Pro, but even in the Surface laptops, you'll barely ever hear the fan. Now, what you get with Intel 11th generation, you get good graphics. All right, so that's good. But have a look at the Ryzen processors. Now, they are custom Ryzen processors, so hopefully they are still 8 cores. But what are you doing, Microsoft? This is exactly what I'm talking about. It may be they cannot get the 5000 series parts, but they're giving us Ryzen 4000 series parts, okay? So it's not the new 5000 series. I actually haven't seen any AMD 5000 series U parts out yet, but you know how long it's going to be until they upgrade this laptop again. And you're going to have AMD 4000 series CPUs when everyone has, AMD 5000. And I bet there will even be laptops when this is still sold, this Surface Laptop 4, that will have AMD 6000 parts, because that's how long Microsoft take to upgrade their laptops. So that is a big disappointment to me. They are custom, so I don't know. Have they nerfed some cores? Have they, beefed up the graphics? I don't know, but it is custom. And just seriously, Microsoft, what are you doing? Anyway, you got the Iris graphics, you got the Radeon graphics, which should be good for, built-in graphics. They'll be good enough up to 32 gigs RAM. You can upgrade the storage so you can get up to a terabyte. And here's another big disappointment. Of course, AMD, you're not going to get Thunderbolt, because I haven't seen an AMD laptop with Thunderbolt yet. You can do it, but I haven't seen it. Why no Thunderbolt in the Intel version? What are you doing, Microsoft? Are you allergic to Thunderbolt? And you had all these numbnuts last year saying, oh, it's because of security issues. No, it's not. It's because Microsoft are inept. We do have Wi-Fi 6, and you still have the Surface Connect, which is good. But come on, Microsoft, get your hand off it. Give us some Thunderbolt. Seriously. I mean, you got USB Type A, Type C, and yeah, that's about it. It should have Thunderbolt 4. You have the DMA protection with Thunderbolt 4. It's enabled by default. So that bullcrap so-called flaw in, Thunderbolt, where they had to actually access your computer, have the DMA protection off, and they have to unscrew your computer and all this crap. Like, seriously. Microsoft were never not using Thunderbolt 3 because of security. It's just because they're cheap. Why? Please tell me why. And you can see there, 49 watt hour battery, so they'll have decent battery life, and 1.25 kilos or 1.31 kilos with the Intel. Maybe that's fanless. I don't know. Why is it a little bit heavier than the AMD? These are going to be great laptops, but I think, too little too late, to be perfectly honest. I would still probably recommend an M1 Mac unless you need Windows. Yeah, anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Why has Microsoft Surface contracted? Why are they the only ones out of everyone else that haven't, boomed in this time where everybody's buying computers? How can Microsoft Surface sales contract? Let me know down there in the comments. I'll be very interested to know why you think that is. These will be good laptops, but I mean, too little too late for me. Anyway, catch you in the next one. I will get one in, of course, so stay tuned for my review. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Tally ho.